Hey and welcome to Neverwinter with Argon. Welcome to my free-to-play series where I level a character from 0 all the way to 80 and onto endgame. I left you off in episode 7 at level 60 and now I intend to progress my character all the way to level 80 and show you through the process which I took. Now, we're currently on level 61 due to the fact I did some random queues and we got that additional XP. Now, I've gone ahead and complete some Tyranny of the Dragon dailies, getting my second boon point from that campaign, and then we go ahead and do some more Tyranny of Dragon dailies, completing quests in Icespire's Peak, assisting the Lord's Alliance. Now, then we go to the Mithril Mine, and we run into level 71 mobs that I can barely even damage. The damage that they deal to me isn't so bad, but the fact that I can barely scratch them with my encounter powers is insane. Anyway, I'm level 61 and they're level 71, meaning there's a massive level gap, and with that comes the power gap where you're basically reduced in your effectiveness. Anyway, I attempt to lure them away and then go ahead and run past them, but this ends up just becoming a mess and a fail, so we just get a friend to help us, and he just basically easily beats up everything, and we go ahead and successfully get through the Mithril Mine. Then we go ahead to beat up the dragon in Icespire Peak, Mr. Merathrax, and then we go back and we hand in these quests, gaining the XP and the rewards, the campaign currency. Now finally we go on, since we are level 60 now, we can start the Elemental Evil campaign. So we go ahead and we pick up the Going to Seed quest from Mr. Knox, go ahead to speak to the Archdruid by that massive tree in the center of Protector's Enclave, and we also speak to Minsk, which is nearby. With claiming the quest from them, we could head over to the Ebon Downs and we enter the Cave of Elements. Here we just beat up a load of cultists of the Black Earth, disrupting the Earth Seed ritual, beating up the mobs. We get to level 62 and then we claim the Water Seed. Here we obtain a new weapon and a chestplate, and then we head directly back to that Archdruid and we plant the seed, getting that cutscene of the tree. Then we get another seed quest where we have to go investigate the Isle of Wind and Flame, heading over to the Pirate Skyhold. Here we beat up a load of the cultists of first fire and then air, and then claiming the air elemental seed and getting some new gauntlets and boots. Then we head back and we plant this seed, and we gain the new quest to finally protect this tree. We head over into our separate instance where we then have to protect the tree from the waves of these different elemental cultists. However, we managed to successfully defend off all the waves, and their leaders give up and they just flee, and we've successfully protected the tree. We hand in the completion quest and we get to level 63. Now we can finally start the actual campaign itself, Elemental Evil, where we obtain the Reclamation Rock quest, where we head over there. This is basically like a Helm's Hold zone, however it's just been a little bit adapted with different mobs and such. We complete all the quests here, defeating Marlos and then claiming the Elemental Seed of Earth. And with that we obtain another boon point, and this part of the campaign is done. You basically have 4 parts of these, 4 separate zones with a multitude of different quests where you beat up a boss at the end and claim the node of those elements. And I'm now at level 67. Then I go ahead and do a skirmish queue. We get Master of the Hunt. Completing this, we hit level 68. Then I go ahead to do my daily random dungeon queue and we get Temple of the Spider. Completing this, we get to level 69, just 1 level away from that keystone of level 70. So we go ahead and we just do another skirmish queue. We again get Master of the Hunt, of course, and this time we finally hit level 70. Level 70 unlocks a whole load of more campaigns that we can do, along with a whole variety of gear, because the game used to be at max level 70 for quite a long time, so many of the content is level 70 based. Anyway, at level 70 we can now go and claim our legendary hero pack, just gaining some silly rewards, and then we head over to Mr. Knox and we obtain the important invitation quest from the table adjacent to him. And this quest sends us over to the Moonstone Mask. Here we meet Lord Neverember, and he basically explains that people have been having these special visions of a portal gate mysteriously appearing somewhere familiar, and beyond it lies a vast dungeon and the greatest treasure you can imagine. Then some NPCs come along and they describe how these portals have been luring people into the dungeon and they have been never returning. We learn that Hallister Blackcloak must be behind it all. Then we gain the most rewards I've ever seen from one chest. Basically, we gain all the gear that can replace all of the stuff we currently have, giving us a whole load more item level. We believe we get to about 12,000 there. We basically get a whole new set of armor, we gain another weapon set, the Undermountain set, we gain a neck and waist set, along with some new rings and shirt and pants. We also gain some charms which you can place in our artifact slots, and we also gain new companion equipment. We have never had any companion equipment yet, so this is a good bonus for adding stats that we gain from our companion. However, I currently do not have a decent set of bonding runestones, so this is my number one priority. We look in the auction house. I don't have a lot of Astrodams at this point, so we just go ahead and purchase some rank 8s. With that, we proceed into Undermountain. Here we get thrown into a cutscene where we meet Trobriand and Victoria for the first time, and we're basically told by this ghost, this sentient being, Jasira, not to engage them, and there's nothing we can really do, and it seems that Trobriand basically wants the staff that Victoria has. Anyway, we go on to unlock the Yawning Portal, and then do some questing in the Catacombs. Completing all the quests in the Catacombs, we finally get our first expedition. Here we just have to beat a whole lot of mobs, collecting these magic relics as we go. You need to collect 3 relics in each zone before heading through the next gate. You cannot go back through the gates, so make sure that bar gets filled to 100%. Underneath the bar you'll have a percentage marker, and it'll go to 33, 66, and then 100% for all the relics you obtain in that area. So make sure it's maxed out at 100% before you proceed to the next gate. We then beat up the final boss of the expedition. It's a Manticore, and we claim the final 9th relic and go ahead through the gate to unlock the next zone, the Twisted Caverns. Completing all the quests in the Twisted Caverns, we go on to beat up an Aboleth, freeing the Kuatua that live here. Then we go on to our second expedition. Here again, it's the same story, just collect those relics in between these areas, the gates. We get 3 of those areas, and we go on to beat up our final boss, and heading through the gate, handing in the expedition quest, we gain an epic ring. This ring isn't too great. It doesn't have like a bonus thing that the Undermountain rings have, so I'm currently just sticking with the Undermountain rings, as I can't be bothered spending that expensive gold to switch out the enchantments. And after that, we go ahead and we get the 5th boon point from the campaign, and we've unlocked Willowwood. Willowwood is my favourite zone, mainly just due to the setting, and also the vast difference in dynamic and quests that you have here. We go on and we kill a basilisk hiding in some cave, we do some more questing, and we finally enter Vladimir's lair. Here we save a sentient sword who seems to be stuck, and we go ahead and it helps us. It comes with us and it gives us a new power on our F key there. We then confront Vladimir, we beat him up, finally using the sword's power to slay him. However, strangely enough, the sword seems to take control of the dragon, and it becomes our ally. We head over back to Willowwood, and the dragon now gives us quests. Well, the dragon is technically the sword, so the sword is the one giving us the quests. But regardless, we go and we basically complete the quests, and we go on to do the quest Claws of Malor, where we enter Willowwood at night. We go ahead and we basically beat up a whole load of cultists with the dragon's help, and we finally go on to confront Acturia. She can be a very tough boss to kill, but we don't seem to have too much of a problem. If you are having trouble, make sure when she spawns those butterfly swarms that you don't just stand in them, because you'll be completely disabled. You won't be able to use any of your powers. The only thing you'll be able to do is move out of them. Make sure if she's inside of the butterflies and you can't hit her because your powers are melee, that you make sure you lure her out. She can do quite a lot of damage, so make sure you're geared up enough. Generally with the Undermountain gear, you should be able to get by and defeat her, as we do here. And after beating her up, Trobriand appears and he just takes the staff and then leaves. At this point we're level 79 and we go on to do our third expedition. Now while you're doing these expeditions, be sure to open the chests, as we gained 2 insignias from one chest. At this early stages in the game, especially if you're playing free to play, you will want those insignias to slot in your mount slots, or to just refine them for that insignia powder, or even sell them on the auction house. Now, after fighting some mobs, we hit that max level 80. Here we have basically unlocked the entire game. All we are limited to is our item level now, our gear score. Now continuing on with the expedition, make sure you obtain all of the relics. You need all 9 relics, and you can obtain an epic rarity of companion gear, the Pearl Ring, which is a very good piece of companion gear. But yes, you have to make sure you get all of the relics or you won't obtain it. So make sure to find them all before moving through the next gate. So we go on, we complete this expedition, beating up the final boss, and having obtained all the relics, we exit. Then we hand in that quest and we obtain the Pearl Ring. Now the reason why the Pearl Ring is so good is it gives armor pen and crit, these 2 stats being very valuable for dealing damage. And now we have unlocked the zone Terminus. Here we obtain our 6th boon point and we do some more questing here. We then go ahead and meet the fallen angel Phasrian. Phasrian then basically goes on to give us a whole load more quests, and I've decided I'm going to ditch Undermountain for now and go ahead and gear up and make myself a whole lot more powerful within the newest zone, Avernus. However, this is all I have for today. I'm going to leave you guys here, and we'll continue on in the next episode of me describing how I progress through the newest zone on such an ungeared character. So hopefully I've presented this well. If I did, consider leaving the video a like, and if you're new around here, consider subscribing. And we'll see you guys around. Goodbye for now.